Welcome back to the channel and to the bedroom of our new van.
We wish. Look at the size of this bed.
The size of this bed. There's a shower over there, a toilet. Now we're currently in a hotel room at a place called Potter's Resort. Is it? Five Lakes.
Yeah, it's in Essex.
Yeah, and we're just here for a few days, thinking things through, aren't we?
We are, yeah.
And having a break and a nice relax.
It's a fully all-inclusive resort, so
Yeah.
you get 3 meals a day cooked for you. Lots of activities are all included in the price, and you get a show every evening.
Yeah.
For entertainment.
The volume might not be very good on this, so we apologise for that, but we haven't got the microphones, so we can't really improve it. I think quite a few people were shocked in the last video that we were walking away from Pop Tops.
Yes, and from VW T6.
There is still a van, a VW van in the scheme of things, in the sense that we're quite taken with a van that's called the Joker Club, which is
Our Club Joker.
Club Joker, that's it, I keep getting it the wrong way round.
And we're interested in the high top version, not the
Not the
Joker
pop-
City,
not the
which
City,
is the
yeah.
pop top.
Yeah. What we like about that is
volume might
still
not be
nice and small, only a little bit bigger than our van. And, well, we were attracted by the upstairs roof, weren't we?
Yeah, the high top roof, and it has a bed in the roof that you just pull out,
Yeah,
so it doesn't drop down.
no,
It's just there all the time, but you've got plenty of headroom underneath it. And
Yeah.
then for night time, you just pull the bed out
yeah.
and climb up into it.
It's also got a shower and a toilet in there, hasn't it?
Yeah,
A place for 4 people to have a meet
in the front.
in
Yeah,
the
with
front.
a table to sit around.
Yeah. Downsides are they're very expensive and hard to get.
Very hard to get a second-hand one.
Yeah, we haven't seen a second-hand
And
one.
there's no way we want to be ordering a brand new one.
No, we're not going to
Because
join.
they're based on the T6.
Not going to join that
one.
queue.
So,
Maybe I'll hide my belly, which is just sticking out there. Apologies for that. Yeah, but very interesting van, nice and compact. So I'd be interested in your thoughts on what you think of that van. The other thing though is we're thinking, should we go bigger? And should we go as far as getting a 6-metre van, which would give us a lot more space, a lot more options for various accessories.
yeah. And if we're accepting that we can't get it in under any height barriers,
Yeah, which we couldn't with the Joker.
which you couldn't with the Joker anyway, then, does it really matter? You've got that extra ½ metre of length as well, because you're going to have to be careful researching where you're going to park because
Anyway,
of the height
yeah,
anyway.
because
Yeah.
the difference between the van we've got now and the Club Joker or anything bigger is currently we don't have to plan where we're going, do we?
No,
It doesn't matter how narrow the lane is
no.
or if there's an unexpected height barrier, we will almost certainly be able to
You're
slip
confident
underneath it.
because you can go anywhere that a car can go,
Yeah,
because our van is even smaller than some cars. So,
it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a worry.
So we do realise it will be a big change to us. In fact, on the way here, but before we arrived, we
Yes, on our
stopped
way
off for
here.
lunch. Where was that?
In Malden,
Yeah,
lovely old historic town, we stopped for lunch and we were in the car,
yeah,
and the car park that we went to had a height barrier.
yeah. I think it was 2.4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we both instantly said, if
New
we had a
van
bigger
would
van,
fit under
we wouldn't be getting in here now.
Yeah, and there didn't look to be a lot of other places you could park in the town, so
No.
we'd have had to have done some research or not been able to go to that town.
Yeah.
We'd have had to go somewhere else.
We probably have to park further on the outskirts and
Yeah.
walk in.
Yeah.
But interesting, those of you with bigger vans, how much planning do you find that you actually do? And is it very difficult when visiting towns, small
Yeah.
towns or big cities?
And I should think a lot of you probably take bikes. So
Yeah, we've done the bike thing, haven't we, in the past?
yeah,
And to be honest with you, we don't want the faff of bikes.
no.
Quite fancy electric scooters,
Mm.
provided they don't burst into flames.
Yeah, although not in the UK because it's not legal on. To
I always
drive
find
around.
that incredibly annoying about the UK.
Mm.
Whatever you think about scooters, good or bad, but the fact that here in the UK, the common man is not allowed to own or use his own scooter.
You can own one, but you can't.
You can't use it on. You can't
ride
effectively
it on the
use it
road.
to go shopping or anything.
Mm.
And yet, big corporations that can afford to put thousands of them on the street
For
are
hire.
allowed for
Yeah.
hire,
Mm.
and anybody can use one. That really annoys me. That it's one rule for one and one rule for another.
Mm.
Sign of the times, I think that is.
Mm.
Anyway, so we're thinking of going bigger, and all the way up to 6 metres. I don't think we want to go any bigger than a 6 metre van. The first problem we've got is you've never driven anything like that, have you?
No.
I have. I used to drive the response vans and things when I was in the job, you know, so I've driven them quite a lot. I haven't driven one for a long time, and I realise even when I get in one, it's just going to
gonna
feel massive.
huge.
But
Yeah.
ladies,
Mm.
how many of you out there are driving a 6 metre van?
Mm.
How do you find it, and how long did it take you to get into it? Because it's essential that you can drive it.
Oh, definitely, yeah, yeah. So we're going to plan on hiring a van, aren't we?
There's
when we get
two
home
options there. We
Yeah.
could hire a 6 metre van,
to practice.
you know, just a cargo van, take it out for the day and just drive it everywhere, and just get a feel for the size of that vehicle. Or we could go on a site like GoBooney,
Yeah,
where people hire out their vans. I don't know if any of our viewers have got 6 metre vans, or you know, between 4.5 and 6 metre vans
yeah. So,
on GoBooney who'd like to have a review of their van
Yeah.
done on YouTube. But
hire
if there
and
are, reach
try
out.
Yeah,
We've got in our mind a layout that we quite like, but it doesn't matter you know, that we can't find that layout for the test, does it?
no, the test would be just to test what it's like driving a vehicle of that size,
Yeah.
practice reversing it, driving it down some narrow lanes,
Yeah.
and car parks. How
Car
easy is it
parks,
to
really.
park? Does it fit in a parking space?
Yeah.
Go
And-
to supermarkets,
Yeah,
that sort
and-
of thing.
If we could find one off GoBooney or somewhere similar,
Yeah.
then we could actually do a trip in it, couldn't we?
Yeah, and
a
see
wild
how
camping
easy it
trip,
is to wild
and
camp.
just
Yeah.
see what difference
Which, I
it
mean,
makes.
obviously it is, because loads of people do wild camping vehicles that size and bigger.
Yeah.
But just, we've never done it, so just for us to give it a go.
So there's 3 paths that we're currently staring at. We're at a fork in the road. One path is to buy a brand new van, something sexy, which
Spend a lot of money.
we've done before, spend a lot of money.
Join a waiting list.
No, we're never going to join a
No,
waiting
all
list.
right.
Not a significant waiting list. Any-
Just if you see one on the forecourt
If we saw
somewhere,
one on the
a new
forecourt
or a nearly
or a
new
nearly
one.
new,
Yeah.
just buy it.
Yeah.
So that's one path that we can go down. The other path is maybe construct something new with a van builder.
Mhm.
You know, so more of a partnership with a van builder.
So like a self-build, but in partnership with a
With
van
somebody who knows
builder,
what they're
'cause we
doing.
don't have the skills ourselves.
I don't have the
Or
skills.
the space or the tools to do it.
No.
Yeah.
I look at people who build their own vans, and when you see a van and you think, blimey, I can't tell the difference between that and a really
Professionally
professional
converted one.
off-the-shelf version. I'm talking now in terms of
Yes,
finish.
yeah.
I wish I had those skills.
Yeah.
Maybe there's courses you can go on that will give you those skills, because it would be, it must be an absolutely amazing feeling to build your own van.
Your own, yeah.
And also to tweak your own van if you want
you've got
to
the
change
skills to be able to then rip things out and rearrange things.
Yeah.
And get it just how you want it. Yeah.
Another thing that we were toying with for a while was the notion of, because we don't know if we are going to like big van camping, hanging on to Little Red
Yeah.
as,
Well.
you know, because making Little Red our daily driver, because at the moment we've got a big Volvo that we don't really need, do we? I know you like the big Volvo, but having Little Red as a daily driver, so that we've always got that to fall back on, because if we let Little Red go, we wouldn't find another one, I don't think.
No, and then we might regret it.
We might bitterly regret it.
Want it back.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
and then if we did that, who was it that made the suggestion? George and Jane?
What about buying cheap second-hand
Cheap
ones?
second-hand ones.
Yeah, George and Jane.
George and Jane
Yeah.
came out with some really good common sense. We could just buy an old van that we think would suit us
Yeah.
and make do with that, and if we didn't like it, the next year flog it and try
Get another
something
one.
else.
Yeah.
And that was quite appealing
Yeah.
because there's plenty of second-hand vans out there,
Yeah.
aren't there?
Yeah.
And well, I just thought that would be quite interesting
That's another option.
as a thing to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
There's a lot more hassle in that, I think. You know, it just, my only worries would be about passing the thing on if you didn't like it and getting rid of the blooming thing.
Yes. Yeah.
But,
and selling it privately.
yeah.
Or whether you could part exchange it when you're buying another old second-hand one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think the reality, we're definitely changing the van.
So are those the three options? Then?
Yeah, I think they're
Yeah.
the three options that are currently in our heads. Let us know what you think of those. A lot of people have said in the comments, make sure it's us that make the decision.
Yeah.
Rest assured, we love reading your comments, and you know, at the end of the day, though, we'll do exactly what we want for us because we're paying for it,
Yeah.
aren't we? And
Yeah.
we've got to live with
We've
it.
got to be
So
happy with it.
don't think that we're going to be influenced unduly into doing something crazy.
No, but we'll listen to
But
all
we listen to
suggestions.
everybody.
Yeah.
And particularly interested in hearing about the pros and cons of various vehicles, because we don't know anything about the bigger van market, do we?
No, and you've already made lots of suggestions about base vehicles, which are good
Yeah.
ones, which are bad ones. So
Yeah,
that's always interesting because again, we've got no experience of all the different makes of vans, have we?
no. We've had people reach out to us giving some opinions on vehicles, and we're very, very grateful for that. Please keep them coming. If you make a comment that a certain vehicle is, you know, stay away from a certain vehicle, please back that up with some sort of evidence or explanation of why you're saying it. Because, you know, we've all had bad experiences of vehicles, haven't we?
Of course.
And then, but we've got to keep them we've got to keep them grounded that just because I've had a bad experience with a particular car in a particular garage doesn't necessarily mean all of those cars.
But you might have just been unlucky.
Yeah,
with that
that's right.
particular one.
So if you're advising us to stay away from a vehicle, great, but explain why, and that really helps us, and I'm sure it'll help everybody else reading the comments. Anything else we got at the moment?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, well, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
We'll keep you updated. See you soon.